Hey friends, welcome to today's video. This is the start of a new series where I'm going to show you what I'm currently buying in Magic the Gathering, which cards I'm buying. Maybe sometimes they're going to be some cards that I think are really good budget purchases. They're going to be some speculation cards potentially in the future as well. And just basically cards that I'm putting into decks, my Commander decks. A lot of you know I do love Commander as well. And I'm a sucker for art and foils. I really am. I just really like doing that. But this is a good opportunity too as well today, because if you didn't see the community post, I'm very proud to announce that yours truly, TOTALmtg, is after 8 years. We are now sponsored by Cardmarket. We're obviously just doing a trial basis, see if it works for both of us, but hopefully it's going to be a partnership that carries on. These cards that I've bought, you see a nice pile of envelopes here. Cardmarket is a site that you can go on, sell and buy cards. People put all their cards up for sale, and then you can go and buy them and stuff like that. See if you can get some good deals. Now, obviously, I've got a pile of cards here that I want to showcase. The whole point of today's video, and I'll show you some prices of the cards that I bought up, and we can speculate whether they potentially will go up. Some I just buy because I really like. Pay over the top. Not over the top, but pay a little bit more on some cards. You can get them cheaper, because if there's like one buyer that I'm buying off and they've got 3 or 4 of the cards I do, if it's a matter of pence or cents to my American friends over there, then I'm not going to worry about that few pennies, just so I can get them all in the same postage. But yeah, without further ado, should we take a look at some of the cards? Now, we all know it's best to buy singles when we're buying Magic the Gathering cards. As much as we love cracking packs, and you know me, I love cracking packs, singles is the way to go. Now, some of these cards, when they first come out in new sets, are absolutely hideous prices, and we know potentially not to buy them, but sometimes you can buy some at a lower price and then they will go up. But a lot of these cards have severely dropped in price. So my first pickup is a couple. I bought 2 of these. Really cool card. Interdisciplinary Mascot. I went for the full art version there. This was as high as £6.42 when it first came out. And I got it a hell of a lot cheaper. I'm talking like under £1 these were. They were a really cool card. Enter the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Also has Convoke, so the 8 mana cost in Commander is not going to be bad. It's a 5/5, it has Ward 3. I'm a blue mage, I love playing blue decks, and this for me will probably fit into a couple of decks with the potential to play for 2 blue mana, which would be hilarious for a 5/5 Ward 3, and it has that really cool ability when it comes into play. So for me, that was a really good thing to play. And the art on that is just absolutely gorgeous. That really did throw me towards it, first of all. Just looking at the bright colours on that as well. I do buy cards sometimes just for their art. I picked these up for 24 pence each. When you think of what they were to come out, absolute bargain for me now. So the next card that I bought was this Jan Jansen. I'll call it Jan Jansen. There's also a Genesis in there. So a foil Genesis. Lovely glistening card there. It was recommended to me because I just made a deck. Which one was it? Omnath mono green deck. So the one with the mana, the OG. And my friend Krovac said to me, Genesis will be a really good card in that deck. At the beginning of your upkeep, for Genesis in your graveyard, you may pay 3. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and it's just glistens gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. Picked that up for 94 pence, and it's not ever been a really expensive card. It is about £2. It was when it first released in that secret lair drop there as well. Now, Jan Jansen is a commander that I thought about building around. This etched version was around, how much was this one? This was around £7.95, so around £8 when it first came out, and I've just paid 18 pence for it, so it's an absolute bargain, dropped down severely. Now, we know some of the early prices are really exaggerated in cards, but I still think for like 20 pence, when you're thinking about it, that'd be like 25 cents. This is a really sweet looking card, and an interesting commander, 3/3 Mardu colours. I don't have many Mardu commanders. This has haste, sacrifice an artifact, create 2 treasure tokens. We know in red and everything there's some really good treasure type of cards, and you can sacrifice a non-creature artifact and create 2 colorless construct tokens as well. So interesting build. Have you built around this? Let me know. I'll be interested to see some deck lists. So if you're one of the people watching that have got a Jan Jansen deck, maybe link it or link your Moxfield down below. I would like to see that. So let's take a look at the next cards I bought. These I bought on Cardmarket, interestingly, from an actual friend, someone that I knew. So this is from a friend, Kitchen Table Games. So Chandra's Hope Beacon. I really wanted this in the full art version. I was thinking about getting a foil, but the foil was just a little bit too much. But you're looking, when this first came out, this was £40, which was absolutely hideous. And now you're picking it up for around £4. We've seen what it can do in standard, so I think it's a good standard card with Invoke Despair. So if Invoke Despair still stays around, I feel like, you know, Chandra's Hope Beacon is just going to be good. That combination of those 2 cards, because you get to, when you cast it, you may choose and copy it. So it's a really cool card, and it's really, when you mix it in there. But it's 6 mana, so you've got to do some work with 4 black, 2 red. But Rakdos, as we know, is a very strong standard deck. So all in all, I don't play red too much, but I will be finding a deck for that one. The other one was a potential commander build as well, Croxer and Kunaros. Interesting card, was around £7, and now it's down to about 50 pence, and I think it's just a really nice card. So like, again, I would like a foil version, but the 6/6 Vigilance, Menace and Lifelink, 6 mana in total, the Mardu, and the 3 maybe too expensive, but for a casual deck, I think it's really good. There's a good effect as well. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your battlefield. So sinking stuff into the graveyard with this seems like it's pretty good. And it's an Elder Giant Dog. I mean, yeah, just for that. And other cards. This was just a standard card that I really liked. Hidziku and Carry. I like the art, so I went and bought one of them as well. And I played against a deck, friend Kieran, that played from Kitchen Table Games as well, actually played a Most Dangerous Gamer deck. And yeah, this is a card that interests me. I saw it absolutely pop off, and it was hilarious. So yeah, I really wanted to pick myself one up there. Sunfall, I've actually bought about 3 of these in total now. I just think the 5 mana removal of exiling and making an incubate token is good. A budget version maybe for, you know, the type of Wrath in some kind of commander deck as well. We're seeing it obviously heavily played in standard as well, so possibly could go up, but with the rotation now being 3 years, we're going to keep some cards where this might have gone up a little bit over time when we lose some of the other Wraths like Depopulate we could have lost as well. But yeah, Sunfall is just a sweet card. And this was just because it was so gorgeous. I mean, just look at that foil there, Errant and Giada. Flash flying, look at the top card of your library anytime for 3 mana. I think this card does a lot, and you may cast spells with flash or flying from the top of your library. You'll see another card that I picked up as well that I'm thinking of a flash deck. I mean, this could be the commander, so maybe it's an interesting deck to build around as well. I like the 3 mana and a 2/3, and it obviously has flash, so that is pretty sweet. Let's get on to my next package of cards. A lot of these will be going into commander decks. So, you know, a lot of the speculations and cards and stuff like that is really pimping out decks. And I do love the full arts and everything like that. And with Wizards printing so many of these, it really does mean that a lot of them will drop down in price because, you know, if they were only around every now and again, the price would be hideous on full arts and everything like that, because they like in every set, and sometimes cards get like 6 different variations or something stupid like that. It means you can pick up good stuff. So, you know, stuff like Duran, interesting mono green deck to build around. You can add a background potentially and add another colour. And as I was talking about the Flash Emergency Zone, now Emergency Zone used to be, you know, it used to be quite expensive. It was like £1.60 for this uncommon card, and I've seen a few for around 20p now, and I didn't pick any up when they were that price. I didn't buy much into this set when it came out, which I think was War of Spark. I bought a bit, but I never pulled these. So it was like my chase uncommon, but now they're down to 20p. I've been picking up a few, and they can go in different decks for me as well. So maybe into that Giada deck, but I just think that, you know, for 20p, sacrifice, emergence zone, you may cast spells this turn instead of flash. I just think it's a real cool thing, and sometimes in Commander that can get you out of trouble. Legacy weapon, primarily bought for my 5-color decks like Jared, and I've got an elemental deck as well, which is 5-color. I picked this up. I'm a bit gutted after I picked it up because then I didn't know there was like full art versions, and they were practically the same price of around 50 pence. So I was a bit gutted, but maybe I will, you know, pick up another colours. But it's 7 mana. It can only go in, you know, certain types of decks with the 5 colours. But I do have 2 decks. So the elemental deck is probably my favourite. So maybe that will just get pimped out. Tad. Next cards. We have a Suruk. Now, Suruk Goreclaw was very expensive when it came out. It was like £6, and now you can pick it up. I think I picked this one up for about 70 pence or 80 pence. So, you know, that is an actual really good price for this. And I feel like it'll fit in, you know, various mono green decks. It has trample, it gives all your other creatures trample as well. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, you control, put a 1/1 counter it. And it gains haste. So green is easy to ramp out in Commander, obviously, with all the rocks and mana dorks and everything like that. And to give everything haste as well means this will be really aggressive. And I may be looking at this just putting in a Xenagos deck. So I have Xenagos the Reveler deck that I think, you know, this could easily fit into. Then we go Monastery Mentor, which I picked up for £2.25. You can get them a little bit cheaper now. It's gone down a little bit in price since I purchased this one. Obviously used to be in Fate Reforged. Now, this was a £35 card when it was in Fate Reforged. It was heavily played. It was really expensive. Now you can pick these up for a couple of pounds. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 Moke token and it has prowess. This has prowess as well. So, you know, it was a really expensive card. Now, picking these up for £2 is great now. Obviously, the reprint really helped that, but this card was really expensive. And, yeah, I never had it and never bought it. But now I've got decks that I might honestly play it in. Now, I love lands. I do love lands. And these are absolutely gorgeous, these lands. The forest is so glistening. These are from Dominaria Remastered. I do want to pick more of these up. I got these for 50p each, which I think is, you know, a very fair price. I love the old bordered art style on them. To me, that forest is amazing. And my favourite Commander deck is my Tachiova deck. And I do pimp out lands in that. So I have a different basic, you know, for all the basics, and they're all different and foiled and different art. And they gradually change, you know, as soon as I find one, you know, a different one that I like. So these two will certainly find their way into the deck. But I would like to pick up more of these. It's just that some of the people that have multiples, like 8 or 9 or 10 of them, they want, you know, double the price, if not more, for the cards, because they, you know, they've got something good there. They've got 7 or 8 cards, and you know, buying singling when you're adding the postage on, you're paying more. So if you can pick them all up in one go, it's a lot better. So I may just have to bite the bullet and pay a little bit more for them. Do you reckon I should, just to get them? I just love the arts on them. And we get into my final package. Now, this is a card that I thought I speculated on, and it hasn't really, I don't think it's gone up too much, but I think this is the promo version of Halo Forager. I just think it's a really good budget card. Halo Forager, when it ends the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, you may cast target instant sorcery card with mana value X from a graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell will be put in a graveyard, exile it instead. So it's a 3/1 flyer for 3 mana, which is really good stats as well. And enters the battlefield paying that X and then casting a, you know, potential instant or sorcery card with the same value from the graveyard just seems really good as well. So you can just pay, like, sink that X mana in and cast something of that, of any colour. So I feel like this was a speculation card for me. It was £1. And now it's down to 30p, and I feel like it's going to rise up again. So this was my speculation. I've only managed to get one so far at a good price, but I will be hunting down. See, now they've dropped down in price again, if I can pick up some more of these. just for decks as well. I do play a lot of those colours, but maybe I can make a tiny little bit of profit. I'm not in it to make loads of money and everything like that. But yeah, this is fun. Chrome Host C# was a card that I was waiting to drop down in price. It was around £4, and then I'm picking these up for £1 now. So I managed to get one for non-creature. Maybe go into some kind of prowess deck with making the monk tokens. This would make incubate tokens with the monastery mentor. So maybe this can go in some sort of deck. Maybe you can recommend a commander for me for those two, and what decks they would really work together well in. But yeah, I've been loving this card in Standard. Absolutely brilliant. One of my favourites, definitely from March of the Machine. And then it was just a late pickup for my red deck, my God of Forge Perforus deck. This Forge just is perfect for a Perforus deck. Keep making those tokens, coming in, doing the damage each turn. And they get bigger. And they have Trample as well, so it just becomes even better as well. Cool card. Doesn't see as much play in Standards as I thought it would. I thought it would really see a lot of play. Was about a £3 or £4 card, but not seeing any play. Down to 25-30p now. So if you wanted a Forge, probably a good time to pick them up for a token deck, especially for a Perforus deck. And the last card was a background. Master Chef. I had no idea what I wanted for, but I saw it and I saw I just loved the foiling of it. I think the ability is good as well. So commander creatures you own have this creature's enters the battle with an additional 1/1 counter, and other creatures you control in the battle with an additional 1/1 counter. So I think for 3 mana in a counters based deck, I think Master Chef, can do a nice bit of work, and it's a gorgeous card as well. Etched foil. I'm quite a fan of them. I don't mind them. I don't know what your views on etched foils are, but I actually quite like them, and this would cost me 20 pence. So if it doesn't find a way, it's going to go into the alternate art folder of mine and just sit there looking pretty. I'm not really going to have wasted too much money. But yeah, an interesting card. Is it the background in your decks? I'd love to know what you're pairing that up with. But yeah, that is my purchases so far this month. I will be putting them into various decks, like I said in the video. Any of the things, any ideas of what some of these cards would be good in, like the ones I mentioned, if you can give me suggestions for commanders for certain decks, if you've got them as well, I'd be interested to know. But yeah, thanks. Let me know what you think of this new series. I'll be doing it, if and when I buy cards, I'll be chucking these videos out. And if you appreciate, I really appreciate the thumbs ups and the likes. And there is a link down, I should have said this at the start. There is a link down below. If you do use Cardmarket already, it's not an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything at all. If you just use the site already, if you can just click through that link, it helps the channel and shows that people are going through and looking at Cardmarket and potentially doing stuff like that. It just really helps the partnership for me. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that. But anyway, thanks for taking time to watch the video today. You lot take care. Let me know which cards you've been buying in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.